Antonio Conte joined Spurs November 2021. When he came in, when he was given the job, what do you think, when he had a sit down with Daniel Levy, what do you think Daniel Levy said, this is your main objective as the new Spurs manager?
Win us a trophy. Get us in the top 4 and win us a trophy.
Okay. So at the moment he's failed, as all Spurs managers seem to do at the moment. Why has he failed?
Do you know what? It's mad, because you're right, he has failed. When you look at Mourinho, like, his football wasn't great, but got them to a final, never got the opportunity to, but his serial winner, right?
Jose, yes.
So before he got to Spurs, won big trophies. Left Spurs, I know you can look at the Europa Conference League, however you want to look at it, won a trophy since he left Spurs.
Yeah. Conte,
serial winner before he got to Spurs, gets to Spurs, it doesn't really happen. Why, I don't know. Maybe that particular brand of football, that kind of, I don't want to call it stodgy, but like maybe defensive-minded coaches now all of a sudden, that brand of football where you're really hard to play against and you hit teams in a counter-attack, maybe that counter-attacking football is maybe a thing of the past now. I get it, you could do it in certain games against some of the top teams like the Manchester Cities, where they've got great success of, by the way, but maybe that doesn't work all the time, because when you play that brand of football where you're sitting in defensively deep and you're not giving much away, and then you play against a lesser team where you've got to go and make the play, make things happen, Spurs don't seem to be able to do that. Like, you look at their first half performances in a lot of games this season, they're stuck in that defensive mindset.
Because that's what he wants to do, right? Set up, be boring, not lose the first half, and try and nick it. But
look at the players that Spurs have got. I know some people saying the players they've got aren't great, but listen, when they're playing against teams at the bottom of the table, you look at Bournemouth, for instance. They played against Bournemouth, they go 2-0 up, they go 2-0 down. Why? Because they're defensively not switched on. But I think with the players, if you kind of took the reins off a little bit and let them go and play and express themselves, I think you'd be shocked at some of the outcomes that Spurs would get.
But why, when you look at two different sides, so Graham Potter at Chelsea, right, went to 3 at the back, they did really well. Then he went to 4 at the back and it just wasn't working. Then he's recently gone back to 3 and it seems to be working, right? And all the Chelsea fans are like, we need to play 3 at the back. Even when you got Cucurella, who played really well as part of the 3, right? But they've got great wing backs. I know
that's the difference.
But Spurs, they're playing the same format, 3 at the back with wing backs. Why is it completely different for Tottenham?
Well, I mean, again, even though Graham Potter, when he plays a 3, and yes, of course, Spurs they've got Emerson Royale and Perisic, or I don't
Pedro
know,
Porro,
or Pedro. Do you know what I mean? They're not Chilwell and James. Well, Jed Spence didn't even get an opportunity. Right?
No, well, that wasn't obviously Antonio
Conte's
Conte's
it's bonkers, but for whatever reason, he plays with two sitters, really. No, Benton caused a big miss.
Was it Sessegnon they got from Fulham, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was before he got there.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying they've got players available to play that role.
No creativity in midfield. I've said it before, they've never replaced Eriksen when it comes to that creative midfield player. Benton, of course, good, but he's not a creator. And then last night was just obviously a culmination of so many different things. But I've said for a while, you look at Conte's body language, and again, I stress the point that you can't really talk about his body language last night because he's probably still suffering a little bit or trying to come back from the procedure that he had. Yeah. But even before that, you just think there was nothing. I got the feeling that he wanted out a while ago simply for the fact he wouldn't sign the contract. Because if you believe in what Spurs are doing, you go, you know what? I know you're saying you'll back me once I sign the contract. I'm going to commit my future now. Here you go. Right, give me the money, let's go. But then that's put to bed. The fact that kept rumbling on, then Conte only stays somewhere for 2 years. That looks like it's going to happen again. It almost again, and it's happened very, very quickly, but it looks like the fans are tired of Conte's football. Conte's tired of being there. The players are tired of Conte's tactics. And at the minute, they just need, a clean break.
Have a listen to this. We'll take calls in a sec. Spurs, of course, they crashed out of the Champions League last night. It was a 1-0 aggregate loss to AC Milan. After the game, the Spurs boss, Antonio Conte, apologised to the fans.
I'm really sorry for the fans. I'm really sorry for the fans, but we cannot invent the win. This is important to know this. We cannot invent the win or to hope in one miracle one day that a trophy go into our training ground or into our pitch. We have to build. And to have patience. And patience. I understand it. For the fans, they don't have patience because for a long time Tottenham is not winning.
I want to ask you a quick question, then we'll go to the phone lines. Right, I'm going to name 3 managers, and my question is, when I name them, do you think they'll be better equipped to manage Spurs, and do you think Spurs fans would prefer these managers? Right? Okay. Number 1, Brendan Rodgers.
Yes, because his brand of football is exciting. So I know sometimes it ends a little bit sour.
Yeah.
But 2 5th place finishes at Leicester, an FA Cup win. Look at the football he played when he first got to Leicester. Exciting. Football at Liverpool, exciting. Celtic, I know some people try and mock it, but to win, he needed done the treble 3 times in a row.
The double treble,
treble. I think his brand of football, I think, would be really exciting with the players that have got.
Okay, Thomas Frank. I'm not trying to sell managers, by the way. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, again, I like Thomas Frank. Maybe a slight risk because it's a step up from Brentford, but he's got all the credentials. And when I say credentials, look what he's doing with this Brentford side in the Premier League.
I totally agree. Michael Carrick. How about that? Michael Carrick, who's flying at the moment.
Yeah, it's a risk for him. It's a real risk for him. And of course, if Spurs come calling, he's on the screen now. It's difficult to say no. But surely he's got the project. But then there's no guarantees they even catch Sheffield United. So it's him away.
Hold on, what are you saying? Sorry, if Spurs phone up Michael Carrick today...
Yes, I'm saying.
There's no question he has to go.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you said it's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, it's a risk from Spurs to appoint him.
Okay, I thought you meant him.
No, not him.
Okay. But all three you think could do a job?
Yeah, out of the three, Brendan's the one I think...
Brendan's one, okay.
If you could look past... what happens towards the end of his tenure.
Yeah.
His football when he first goes to a club is always exciting and it's always good to watch.
03717223344 is the number that Matt, the Spurs fan, has dialed. Hello, Matt, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What have you made of what Bent has just said?
Yeah, he's spot on. Absolutely spot on. Darren, great Spurs player, would say you're a legend, mate, but you're an Arsenal fan, so I can't go there. Unfortunately, mate. But no, he's spot on. But do you know what? I go up to every game and we are the most boring football team to watch, this season anyway. All we do is get the ball, we go to the back, side to side, get the ball midfield and go back again. And for me, all the Spurs fans, obviously on Twitter and that, saying that Conte's a world-class manager, he's far from it. And Darren was spot on saying that his football now is just outdated. And the way football's moved on, I mean, he won at Chelsea, in 2018? When Abramovich was there backing him with all the money. He then went to Inter Milan, got given Eriksen, Lukaku, Barella and Hakimi. I mean, I could go to Inter Milan with those players and win the league there. He's just, for me, he's not world-class at all. I mean, he's the most boring brand of football. He's got no plan B. All it is just standard wing-backs. All wing-backs are awful, by the way. Emerson Royale's turned it around, but he still can't cross the ball. And if that's the only way Tottenham attack, it's through their wing-backs.
Matt,
wing-backs are shocking.
Matt, let me ask you a question. And I get it. And listen, when you watch Spurs play, as you said, yeah, it's hard to watch at times. But who would you want to see come in then?
Gallardo, to be honest with you. Do you know the Argentine manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Him or Luis Enrique. I need exciting football back, Darren. When Berber was there and Modric and you, when we actually attacked teams and took it to the White Hart Lane. That's what all Spurs... I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't care if we got beaten most weeks. But I would, but... Yeah. I would. I'm not lying, I would. But I want us to play attacking football. I want us to sit on the edge of the seat like when Aaron Lennon's got the ball running out of fullback. And for me, with Conte, if you're a world-class manager, one, you develop players and you make them better. There's not one player since he's come in who he's improved. Not one. They've all got worse since he's come in.
Well, hold on. Son had his best ever season last season, right? Joint Golden Boot winner.
Yeah, he did. Son was unreal. But that was Conte's honeymoon period last year. He was new to it. It was a new system. They all believe the stigma that he's this world-class manager. They've all realised he's an idiot.
But when you got him, Matt, he was a world-class manager, right?
Well, he was excited when he came in.
Remember, Matt, when he was being touted about as the next manager of Spurs, there were question marks why Man United weren't going to get him. So he was a great manager just before you got him.
Yeah, but I think he was a great world-class manager on the basis of what he's done years ago. And Darren just said it a minute ago. The brand of his football and the way football's developed and moved on isn't... It's the same as Mourinho. Like the tactics and the old school sitting back, defending, nicking goal. Football's moved on now.
Okay, give me one name, Matt. Who do you want?
Gallardo.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Matt. Matt, Spurs fan.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.